Topham Hatt works his engines hard, but they are very proud when he calls them really useful. "I'm going to the scrapyard today," Edward called to Thomas. "What? Already? You're not that old," replied Thomas cheekily. Thomas was only teasing. The scrapyard is full of rusty old parts and machinery. They are broken into pieces, loaded into freight cars, and then Edward pulls them to the steelworks, where they are melted down and used again. But today, there was a surprise waiting for Edward in the yard. It was a traction engine. "Hello," he said. "You're not broken and rusty, so what are you doing here?" "I'm Trevor. They're going to break me up next week." "What a shame," said Edward. "My driver says I only need new paint, polish, and oil to be as good as new. But my owner says I'm old-fashioned." Edward snorted. "Well, people say I'm old-fashioned, but I don't care. Sir Topham Hatt knows I'm a really useful engine. So what work did you do?" "Well, my owner would send us from farm to farm. We would thresh corn, haul logs, and do lots of other work. The children were always pleased to see us." Trevor shut his eyes, remembering. "Ah, yes, I like children." Edward set off for the station. "Broken up, what a shame. Broken up, what a shame. I must help Trevor. I must." He thought of all his friends who liked engines, but sadly, none of them would have room for a traction engine at home. "It's a shame, it's a shame," he hissed. But then, peep, peep, why didn't I think of him before? There, standing on Wellsworth Station platform, was the very person. "Hello, Edward. You look upset." "What's the matter, Charlie?" he asked the driver. "There's a traction engine in the scrapyard, Vicar. He'll be broken up next week. Jim Cole says he never drove a better engine." "Oh, do save him, sir. He'll saw wood, and he'll give children rides." "We'll see," replied the vicar. Jim Cole came on Saturday. "The Reverend's coming to see you, Trevor. And who knows, maybe he'll buy you." "Do you think he will?" asked Trevor. "He will once I've lit your fire and cleaned you up." The vicar and his two boys arrived that evening. Trevor hadn't felt so happy in months. He chuffered all about the yard. "Show your paces, Trevor," said the vicar. Later, he came out of the office smiling. "I got him cheap, Jim. Cheap, I say." "Do you hear that, Trevor?" cried Jim. "The Reverend saved you, and now you'll live at the vicarage now." "Peep, peep," whistled Trevor. Now Trevor's home is in the vicarage orchard, and he sees Edward every day. His paint is spotless, and his brass shines like gold. Trevor loves his work there, but his happiest day is the church fair. And so with a wooden seat bolted to his bunker, he chuffers all around the yard, giving rides to happy children. And later that night, you'll see him shut his eyes, remembering. "I like children," he whispers happily.